Welcome to the Pub Sports Radio MLB Closing Time Show. It is Friday, September 10th. Ian Cameron, Conor Mac, and Sharpie with us now. Fridays on the MLB show.
Boom.
The season.
Dono.
We got a dono already. Tony Cobbs. I mean, look at it. We're just doing the intro. We got donos flying left and right. Awesome stuff, Tony. Thanks. Not the first time that you've donated. Probably not the last at this point. Thank you very much. We appreciate it very much, the support from everybody that tunes in and the people that donate. Incredible generosity and gratuity to be able to show how much you enjoy the shows, and that's why we're here. Hopefully we can enjoy some profits tonight betting MLB. We're really down to the last couple of weeks. I mean, the regular season is going to be over in a couple of weeks, playoffs after that. So the playoff races are very, very exciting, especially the NL West race for first, the Giants and Dodgers, and the American League wild card. Those are really the two races that are the most exciting right now. So it's going to be fascinating to see how they go the rest of the way. Let's get to today's card. We'll start with the Washington Nationals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Josh Rogers for the Nationals, Stephen Brault for the Pirates. We've got Pittsburgh minus 120 home favorites here, 9 the total in this one, shaded to the under. Two teams that are obviously, as I like to say at this time of year, playing for exercise. That's about it at this point. Brault for Pittsburgh, to be honest with you, hasn't pitched that terribly for them. Struggled a little bit more in his last start against the Chicago Cubs. 6-5 loss in that game for him. On the flip side here, it's going to be Rogers on the mound for the Washington Nationals in this game. He is making the start. This will be a second straight start in the rotation. He pitched against the Mets September 4th, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits in 5.2 innings. Not great. Just a game where it's two pitchers that, if they pitch well against two up and down lineups, it wouldn't surprise me. If they struggle, it wouldn't surprise me. So it's not a game I bet, not a game I got involved in. Anything for you, Connor, here, Washington, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I looked at this one. I looked at the Nats a little bit. Their team total, it's 4.5 plus 110. And maybe even the first 5. I'm not huge with the first 5s, but then against the lefty, they always seem to get there or just right there. So I just don't love the 4.5. This game could be sleepy. These Pirates play a lot of unders and at home. I don't love. So I leaned under a bit as well. I kind of leaned the Pirates, but I don't know if Josiah Gray is going to pitch, but I know he was maybe going to start, but that guy is just trash. So I was ready to maybe take the Pirates, but not at minus 117. This game's a pass. I'll let the guapo man, as our guy Maxwell Smart brought up, get on this one. Get it, guapo! Get it!
Hey, shout out to the chat, guys. If you haven't smashed the like button, you know what to do. Smash it like I smash BBWs. Guapo man, snap into a BBW. Oh, yeah. Man, I thought Connor was going to rant on Gray, so I guess he's leaving it up to me. Fuck Josiah Gray. Like, straight up, that dude is a trash can, guys. He's a minor league good pitcher in the minor league. He ain't nothing in the majors, dude. Like, his shit ain't fooling nobody. Bats are the same the last 15 days, guys. So I lean Pittsburgh right here. I know Washington has been smashing lefties, but if you go to the last 15 days, they're same where Pittsburgh is versus righties. So this is just a straight stay off for me. I don't trust Brault enough to back him, but it's probably the right side, Pittsburgh first 5. I just don't have the nuts to do it.
All right, we got the Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles. Next up, Robbie Ray as he guns for his AL Cy Young award, but he's very much live to win at this point, the way he's been pitching. Chris Ellis for Baltimore. We've got Toronto minus 290, road favorites, 9.5 the total in this game. And like I've always said on the show, the last few days, last few weeks, late season MLB, 1 month left in the regular season. You've got to get creative betting some of these games. And for me, the case is clear. With the Blue Jays, a bit of a they're red hot. I'm certainly not going against them here after sweeping the Yankees. They're playing extremely good baseball, 11-1 the last 12 games, sweeping the Yankees in 4 straight. Does have that kind of a letdown feel to it, but these are games you got to win. You got to beat teams like Baltimore if you're going to maintain this run that you're on. You're only a half game back of the Yankees now for that wild card spot, so you're right on their tail, and Boston for that matter. But rather than lay the big price, and even the run line is minus 1.5, minus 175. And we sometimes do see the Blue Jays offense go into lulls. Maybe tonight's one of those nights they will against Chris Ellis. So take all of that out of the equation. Just bet on Robbie Ray dominating the Baltimore Orioles lineup, which I think he will do. I'm on Robbie Ray over 8.5 strikeouts here in this game. Why not? I know it's a high number, but this guy is not shying away from double-digit strikeouts in the majority of his recent starts. We're seeing this guy get 11, 12, hell, even 13 strikeouts in some of his recent starts. We know this is a free-swinging Baltimore Orioles lineup that has plenty of strikeouts in that lineup, plenty of swing and miss in that lineup, and it's the kind of lineup that Robbie Ray should be able to feast on here. So I'm just keeping it simple. I'm not asking the Jays to win, not asking the Jays to score runs. I'm just asking Robbie Ray to go out there and dominate, which he's probably been doing, which he has been doing for the better part of the last month and a half. I like Robbie Ray over 8.5 strikeouts. And like I say, strikeout props usually Sharpie's thing, not necessarily mine, but there are a couple I like on this card, and this is one of them here with Robbie Ray, the ace lefty, over 8.5 strikeouts. Conor Mac, what do you think here, Jays Orioles?
Yeah, this one's pretty interesting because Ellis just pitched August 30th and did pretty well against the Blue Jay team. Just back then, they weren't hitting very well. He went 4 2/3, gave up 1 earned run. They seem to be swinging it better, but minus 300 on the road, just not for me. If I were to bet this one, it'd be only the Orioles first 5. The thing that scares me is you're going to see Ellis again. Of course, they're hot. They won 4 in a row, spanked the Yankees. But I'd only look at the Orioles. I know that they haven't been great lately, maybe 15 days hitting lefties, but they still swing it a little bit decent against them. So I think they're a decent shot to take here at a big plus price, or I just stay off.
Yeah, I mean, they took 2 or 3 from the Yankees, and they split with the Royals. So they're actually winning some games here and there lately, the Baltimore Orioles. But, whether they can match up against Robbie Ray, who's just been striking out people left and right, dominating for a month, it's going to be a tricky night for that Orioles lineup. Sharpie, what do you like here?
I like the fact that we got 45 live and 30 likes. That's almost 1 for 1. Smash it if you haven't, guys. It helps a lot. Yeah. This game right here, guys, I missed the boat last week. Like, I was such down in my down that I was only taking not dogs. The number said to take them last week, first 5, and Robbie Ray lost the first 5. They ended up winning the full game. The numbers are pretty much still the same, guys. It's way off the price. I lean the Toronto team total over 5.5, but I'm off of it. It's a stay off for me. Numbers are not matching the price tag.
Yeah, I mean, the Blue Jays
let down a little letdown after that big sweep of the Yanks, a little bit sneaky, so a little sneaky.
I feel like I lost the ship last week, and if I jump on it now, that I'm just burning myself. And I could be passing it again. The right side says play Baltimore, and they're traveling off of that Yankees game. My nuts have been shriveled up as of late.
Hey, you got to get him back out.
Get him out. Throw him on the table, man. So bam.
Get him out, brother. You gotta get him out.
That's what happens when you're just not feeling it completely. Like, you're going to be
it does.
And your timing is going to be off, and maybe that's what it's been like here with you with the Jays here during this run. But it does feel like a flat spot. You're certainly not getting value in the Toronto side, so I agree. This is not the night to jump on them, but I ain't going against them with Robbie Ray on the mound either. Next up, we've got the Rockies and the Phillies. We've got German Marquez, and we've got Coonrod, one of my favorite names again in baseball, back for another start for the Phillies here. The Phillies minus 140 home favorites, 8.5 the total. I think this game actually could be a sneaky over. I mean, Coonrod's not going to pitch deep. I don't think he's all that great, to be honest. How can he be with a first last name like that? But nevertheless, I don't think he's going to pitch all that great here in this game for the Phillies. You're going to see a lot of Phillies bullpen. That's not always a good thing. That's usually very rarely a good thing for the Phillies, that you're going to get a lot of that bullpen. And German Marquez, for all the praise we heaped on him earlier in the year, it's not been good the last 3 starts. He's kind of trended downward. You have to watch out. Some pitchers, they hit a wall late in the year. Maybe that's happening a bit with German Marquez. And the Rockies bullpen is not exactly a shutdown bullpen by any stretch. So I'm kind of looking over 8.5 here, Rockies and Phillies. Conor Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this might be a little too light, 2 at 8.5, or maybe if it's low scoring early, this would be an over. in game with both these bullpens at times. So I agree with you there. And I'd only look Rockies. They pulled through yesterday 4-3. I wouldn't. Phillies, man, they got to get it done here at home. I just don't want to back them minus 150 and that bullpen today. So yeah, Rockies, and I'd lean over. I'm with you, or just pass this one.
Oh, by the way, a guy that I think is not very good, so it's fitting. His name, he's going to coming in after Coonrod, Bailey Falter for the Philadelphia. He's going to falter. Yeah. He's going to falter, I think. 4.5 ERA in the big leagues this year. That's nothing to write home about. That's not great at all, to be honest with you. He's coming in as the primary arm after Coonrod for the Phillies. 4.5 ERA doesn't impress me, so more fuel to the overfire, in my opinion, in this game. What do you like here, Sharpie?
Man, shout out to the chat. Shout out to YouTube, because I got this from this show right here. Marquez made a big fucking stink, guys, after he didn't get traded. Look at his numbers since then. I cannot back Marquez. He don't want to be there. Yeah. He don't want to be there, guys. You guys said it a month and a half ago when it happened, and the numbers are showing it, guys. And just like yesterday, I'm going to let the Phillies get up ahead, and I'm going to take them once they go to the bullpens. I'm going to take Colorado plus the runs. It's just that's how big of a drastic difference in their bullpen. Colorado has a top 10 bullpen as of late, guys. Philly's a bottom 10, so you got to take advantages when they're presented to you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It seems like the Phillies bullpen is not going to have the edge over many teams. But, yeah, to see the Rockies bullpen pitch, a little bit better the last, month or so, it's been kind of surprising. But, look, Daniel Bard, for instance, has had a nice little turnaround and renaissance there with the Rockies in the back end of that bullpen. Him and a few of those others have been rock solid for them. So, definitely a good point that the Rockies bullpen has pitched a little bit better. We'll see. I still like over 8.5 here. Milwaukee and Cleveland. Adrian Hauser, Eli Morgan, the pitching matchup. We've got Milwaukee minus 140. Road favorites, 9 the total. Milwaukee's been crushing righties. I think they should hit Eli Morgan pretty good. We don't usually trust him. I don't. He was actually good in his last start for the Cleveland team, but I'm not trusting him one start to the next. Usually when he has a good one, he's not good the next time. I lean over the total here. I mean, Cleveland against Hauser. Hauser had a gem in his last start, but he's one of those pitchers where when he's off the kind of start he had in his last outing, which was a dazzling start for Hauser, he's more of that pitcher that I kind of think will bounce and go in the other direction, that first start after a gem like that. So I might be able to, again, Cleveland's lineup is very, very sketchy right now. Even with my best bet win on Cleveland yesterday, it's not like they walloped Albers and that Twins pitching staff yesterday. They just scratched enough runs across the board to get the job done. But it's not like they're crushing the ball at the moment. But I still think they could do some damage here against Hauser, and I think definitely Milwaukee can hit Morgan as well. So don't love it, but I lean a little bit over 9 here with this game. What do you think here, C-Mac?
Yeah, I don't love it either. I don't have the lineup yet for the Brewers. It's not out yet. So I definitely don't want the 5.5 of their team total. I'll look at them first 5 half a run. I know they're on the road, but you just say Eli Morgan and give me the Brewers. They hit righties like him. So I'll take them there here. I'm just waiting on the lineup for sure. But yeah, give me a Hauser who's been pretty good, and the Brewers first 5 half run.
Yeah, and we're waiting on that Brewers lineup in particular because that's the lineup that's had a lot of guys in and out. We want to see who's exactly available. You can't always rely on Kane and Yelich being in every day. Of course, they've been without a couple of key bats like Willie Adames lately as well. So keep an eye on that lineup. What do you think here, Sharpie?
Hey, once again, if you ain't smashed the like button, smash it. Shout out to the chat. My guy freaking Tom Witherspoon forgot to tell you guys on the last game. Harper over 1.5 bases has been cashing 5 of 7 days, guys. You got to be playing that. It's profitable. It is what it is. It's something to look at. So back to this game here.
Yeah, 4 for 10.
Yeah, bro, he's murdering it, bro. Like, got to get your money if he's hitting, and there's an MVP guy right there. So back to this game. Before I broke it down, I circled it, wrote lean over first 5. And then after I got to the numbers, I was like, oh, gosh, what the hell's happened to Milwaukee? Like, I know they hit righties. Their 30-day numbers hit righties. Like, last week they were hitting righties, and now their numbers say they're not to me. It's like, it's a little baffling. They're a 15th OPS and 20th average. So, I mean, or 8th average, 15th OPS. and they were first and second as of 30 days ago. So maybe it is just this is the right serving. This is not an ace. This is a bum. This is a Milwaukee get right spot. I think Hauser can do his job versus the numbers of what's Cleveland's putting up. Hauser should be able to go down, give up 2 or less. And we know Milwaukee's bullpen's the best in the game. So if you could hand it over to them, it's a Milwaukee win. So I lean Milwaukee run line.
All right, next up, we've got the, as we continue on down the card here, it is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Detroit Tigers. Michael Waka Flocka Flame for the Rays. Tyler Alexander, the lefty for Detroit, on the mound here for them. The Rays minus 155, minus 160. Road favorites, 9 the total here in this game. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Waka, okay, I guess by Waka's standards, he was good in his last start. Can you say that? Is it really anything you want to get too excited about? I guess 2 runs, 3 hits, 6 innings. He was better. 1 run in 4.1 innings against Baltimore before that. So it really ended a tough stretch of baseball. His first 3 August starts were dreadful, and obviously he was a lot better in his last 2 starts here. So let's see how Waka goes here. I'm certainly not thinking of him still as bet-on material or someone I'm really ready to trust to shut down an opposing lineup. What can Detroit do against him is going to be the big question, because the Tigers' offense didn't exactly light it up against the Pirates, although they did score 5 in the series finale. We'll see if things are any better for them here. Tyler Alexander on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. In this one, up and down is what he's been for the most part. We'll see if he can fare better here tonight. He's got a 4.20 ERA. The Rays are baffling to me against lefties. For the longest time, they were struggling. Look what they've done the last week. Eduardo crushed him. Sale crushed him. Albers from the Twins crushed him. Absolutely destroyed 3 lefties in a row that they faced this past week. So what does that mean? Does that mean the Rays all of a sudden have figured it out against lefty pitching? We'll see. And they're up against another one here tonight. So I don't trust Waka. And if I can buy into the Rays' recent numbers last week against lefties, I think I can get there over the total of 9 in this game. That's the way I'm going to go with Rays Tigers over 9. What do you think here, Conor Mac?
Yeah, I was looking that way a little bit. Maybe even first 5. Alexander's been okay at times. It's still, I can't take the Rays and Waka, not on the road, not laying minus 160, even though they're the better team. Then you got to take them run line. It's minus 115. It's not plus money. Not for me. But I think there could be runs. Tigers are back home. Maybe they score a little. They got 5 in that last game in Pittsburgh. But yeah, I'd lean over. Maybe a team totals here. But that's what I'm off the side here.
All right, we'll have to see how it goes here. But yes, it is Waka. Waka's confirmed everywhere. Some people are saying Archer. No, it's
I got
Waka.
the banger for you guys. I got the banger coming.
All right, absolutely. All right, what do you got, Sharpie? Rays Tigers.
Back it up.
Bro, here we go. Shout out to the Pub Sports Radio Discord. Big show in the backstage up here. And the guy Hector. If you ain't knowing about my boy Hector, Billy Boys Hector, whoa. Me and him broke this game down for a quick 30 minutes once they had that pitcher's change. I got the line with the old pitcher, so I got a little bit of a value. This is a Tampa Bay Rays smash spot, guys. Chris Archer will be coming in after Waka. He is the primary. Waka's opening. So there you go for those who have Chris Archer on some of theirs and those who don't. The Rays general manager posted September 8th that Archer would be coming in after Waka. So we've got the news reports. We all got it figured out. This right here, guys, sets up for a Rays run line, Rays -0.5 first 5. I get it. Detroit does have their lineup. They do have Goodrum back. They're all there. But their numbers stay their middle of the pack versus righties. Where Tampa Bay, over the month, their first and first average OPS, they get a little worse over 15 days, third and second. Okay, you can't stay first. This ain't Chris Sale. This ain't Rodriguez. This is Alexander, who hasn't gone more than 2 innings out of a bullpen lately, guys. This is easy money. Smash the Rays. Thank me later.
All right. Big endorsement for the Tampa Bay
score.
Rays here. Laying the run line here and first 5 run line as well. Yeah, you can't argue with that. I know the Rays have been times they can't hit a lick against lefties, even mediocre ones. And now look at the last few days. I mean, they just asked Eduardo Rodriguez and Chris Sale how they felt facing that Rays team. Not good.
And they just scored 1 run too. So I think they'll against the Red Sox. That was a bad loss. Yeah.
And usually the Rays are good for offense and good to bounce back after a loss. They're a great off a loss team, and that's what you get here with the Rays tonight. So liking the Rays big is Sharpie. Next up, Yankees and Mets. Someone's got to – one of these freaking pathetic New York teams has to win tonight. We got Jordan Montgomery, the lefty for the Yankees, Tyler McGill for the Mets. Yankees minus 120, road favorite, 7.5 the total in this game. I got to believe the Yankees got a hit tonight because McGill's been not great lately. The home run ball has plagued him. And if you're watching the Yankees lately, that's the only way they're scoring runs is hitting the home run. They're not stringing base hits together. They're not putting a rally together. They're not finding ways to play small ball. They're not doing any of that shit. All they're doing is trying to hit a home run. And they're trying to hit the ball as hard and as far as they can. That's the only way they're scoring runs. It's the only way they scored runs in the Blue Jays series. It's the only way they scored runs even before that series. It's home run or bust right now for the New York Yankees. And unfortunately for McGill, he's had problems keeping the ball in the park of late. So in theory, this could be a night where finally the Yankees do something offensively. But am I laying a price with them on the road? Hell no. There's just no way I'm doing that. And I'm not rushing to back McGill and the Mets either. So this is the absolute easiest pass on the board for me tonight. I want to trust neither of these teams right now. Neither one can get out of their own way. Neither bullpen's all that reliable these days, late in the game either. So pass for me. I guess if I had to, I'd think I'd trust Montgomery a little bit more than McGill and the Yankee bats to hit a little bit more tonight. But I ain't laying a price with them, not in their form right now. What do you think here, Conor Mac?
Yeah, me either. Both these teams I want nothing to do with. They just both right now could get none of my money. There's other games, there's other teams where I'd lay it here. Montgomery, the Yankees, you're going to lay minus 120 on their losing streak. Mets can't hit a lefty. The Yankees can't hit, like you talk about. It's home run or nothing. I lean under in the game, and nothing on the side. All
right, Sharpie, what do you like here? Subway Series.
Man, I don't know how you guys don't want no action in the Subway Series, man. I got these cheeseburgers, man. I suck at baseball, man. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Shout out to the chat. We almost at that 50 likes so I can melt my face. Let's get there. 47, and we booming on the up. This game right here, guys, if you got the balls for it, Mets first 5. Miguel, when he faces a team for the first time, has done nothing but own them. Go through the Blue Jays, go through the Giants, go through whoever good team you want to face. The Mets aren't even hitting good right now. His problem is when he faces a team the second time. I gave that out last week on him. I'm pretty good on Miguel, guys. I'm not going to play him because the bats technically are bad versus lefties, but let's be realistic. Go through the last week. They got 3 off of Luzardo yesterday. They've got a few off of a couple other lefties, so they are starting to turn it around. That lineup they had out yesterday was deadly on the Mets, bro. Oh, my goodness. So I fully endorse and lean and haven't bet it myself. Mets first 5. My best bet will be on this game later on the night.
All right, good stuff. Next up, we've got the Marlins and the Braves. Trevor Rogers, the pitcher here for the Marlins, the lefty back in action. Ian Anderson for the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta minus 185, home favorites, 8 the total in this game. Obviously, Atlanta trying to hang on here in that run for the NL East crown. They're still got the upper hand over the Phillies and the Mets for that. And they got back on track with a victory last night, 7-6, after losing the night before to Washington. So obviously every game an important one for them. Ian Anderson making the start here for Atlanta. Made that couple of starts since he's been back. Was good in the first outing. Very good against San Francisco. But last time in Colorado at Coors Field, 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 innings, gave up a couple of home runs, struggled in that game. We'll see how he fares here against the Marlins. Oddly enough, he's kind of had a trouble with this Marlins team. 7 runs given up in just 7.1 innings to the Marlins by Ian Anderson this year. So not the greatest track record for him against Miami. On the other side, we welcome back Trevor Rogers, of course, who hasn't pitched in a while. Well, he came back actually 6 days ago against the Phillies. 2 runs, 6 hits, 4.1 innings. Not bad, but he's just trying to work his way back into pitching form again. It's been a while. He's faced the Atlanta Braves twice this year. 5 runs allowed in 9 innings. Not terrible, but Marlins did lose both of those games, even though Rogers didn't pitch terribly. It's just a game that I would say if you want to take a shot against Anderson, not seeing that he's a guy that you can firmly count on right now, then maybe you could look toward the Marlins here. First 5, I think Can't Get Right in our chat likes that. I'm just going to stay off this game because Atlanta does need the wins, and I still think they might be able to get the victory. I just don't know if Rogers, just the one start under his belt, and it was a lackluster outing for him pretty much. So that's not enough of a reason, I think, to back him yet, especially with this Atlanta lineup, which is more than capable facing him. What do you think, Conor Mac, with Miami, Atlanta?
Yeah, I'd only want to be on the Marlins here. They got the better starting pitcher the first 5, I think, in Rogers. Back for me. Anderson's a mystery. He's either seems like he's on or he gives up 3 or 4 pretty consistently. There's a lot of 0s and a lot of 4s in his starts going through everything. So yeah, I think Marlins first 5. I lead the under a little bit. It's 4.5. You got the hook in this one. The full game's 8. So lean the Marlins first 5, and I lean the first 5 under 4.5 in this one.
Yeah, by the way, Rogers good on the road and Anderson's been good at home, so it fits. I mean, both of these guys, Rogers has been better on the road and Anderson's been better at home, so that kind of fits to the under here. That could be lower scoring tonight. Sharpie, what do you think here?
Shout out to the chat, guys. Look at this, guys. I was having a problem trying to find which fucking jar my wax was in. That's how many empty jars are on my damn table. We don't smoke the same, okay? We don't. All right.
Different.
Let's get to this, though. Guys, I don't take Colorado. Anytime a guy does bad in Colorado, you just burn that shit on fire. Unless you pitch there regularly, you know what pitches work and what don't, and which ones not to even try to throw in that ballpark. It's just curveballs, sliders. They're not curving and sliding in there. You got to have something else. So he came back from the fake COVID, fake injury list because of spider tack, guys, and he came back and looked really well. That was versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are a bottom feeder team versus righties. Guess what? Miami Marlins are the same damn thing, and I know the Marlins have good numbers on them, but I bet you it's none of those guys in that lineup. That lineup that the Miami Marlins put out yesterday was worse than a AAA league lineup. Worse. There were names that were probably in AA. They had to call people up that just don't belong. And their names that you do know, like Alfaro and Chisholm, they're slugging below 300 versus righties right now. So why are you betting on the Miami Marlins? Like, that's my question. Not first 5. I don't get it. I don't see it.
Baby. They won the last 2, though.
Right. Okay. They won the game, though, not the first 5, though, right?
They won the game. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was on Mets first 5 and -0.5, but I don't want no Mets bullpen. But
yeah.
But that was strictly Stroman versus them, knowing that they're not hitting righties. And I banked the righty to the bank on them. So I'm off this game, but I lean Atlanta -0.5.
Yeah, Atlanta -0.5 here to get the job done. Yeah, I kind of agree with you in the, take that with a grain of salt, the start against Colorado for Ian Anderson. We know what the Rockies can do at home. That's for sure. And he was good against the Giants. Let's not forget that. In this park, he was terrific. First outing back against San Francisco. San Francisco, there's people wondering how that lineup hits, but they have. They didn't hit that day, though, against Ian Anderson. So we'll see if he can have another good home outing here at Truist Field tonight. We got the Battle of the Sox here. The Sox series here. Boston Red Sox, Chicago White Sox. Tanner Houck on the mound for the Red Sox. Carlos Rodon for the White Sox in this one. Chicago -150. Home favorites, the total 8.5 across the board. So now, after all these days and weeks where Boston's a favorite, Boston is even money, but Boston is, usually overvalued. Now we're getting them as an underdog, and this is the first time in a while I've been tempted to take Boston here. They got to win. I know they've still had a lot of COVID issues just ravaging this team, taking a toll. They've still overall not played very good ball at all since the All-Star break. But I'm tempted by Houck and the Red Sox at this price. Don't know if I'll bet it, but I'm leaning that way. I know Rodon's still at a very good overall year for the White Sox. He's pitched good ball, but Tanner Houck, no slouch. And Boston now getting this price. We'll have to see if they can rise up and maybe get the job done here. You also have the White Sox, by the way, coming back home off that little road swing in Oakland. So a little bit of a travel advantage, situational scheduling advantage, if you will, for Boston in this one. Again, lean Red Sox, first 5 full game, maybe put a couple bucks on it, but it's not an overly strong opinion for me. What do you think, Conor Mac, Boston and Chicago?
Yeah, White Sox are back home where they've been a lot better, but Rodon got kind of touched up before the break, right after. Took some time off. Then his last 3 starts were good. Cubs, Jays, Pirates. Then he went back on the IL, and he's coming off the IL with a sore shoulder. I can't take him here. I just can't. Not laying minus 150. It'd be Red Sox at plus 140. They hit lefties well in the last month or two. So I'd be on the Red Sox or pass. And I might pass. So lean Red Sox.
All right, lean to the Red Sox here. All right, what do you think here, Sharpie? Red Sox, White Sox?
Pretty much Connor just stole every word I was about to say, other than Rondon was on the spider tack list, guys. He's trying to figure the shit out. They're sending him down to try to figure it out. So, yeah, I can't back Rondon either.
All right, so it seems like we're all in the same kind of boat here. Boston would be the preferred side, one way or the other. Next up, Kansas City and Minnesota. Daniel Lynch, Griffin Jacks, the pitching matchup here. Minnesota minus 130. Home favorites in this game. The total 9.5, pretty much across the board in this one. I think I was on the Royals' first 5 full game yesterday. They got it done, and I'm thinking of coming right back to it here. Royals' first 5 full game. Griffin Jacks hasn't pitched well the last 2 or 3 starts. He's been roughed up again. People are seeing him more now. There's not that lack of familiarity anymore with Griffin Jacks, and we're not seeing him pitch as well. Daniel Lynch has never faced the Twins. That's an advantage for him, and he's pitched a lot better. To be honest with you, Daniel Lynch, we talked all the way back to when he got roughed up, he got sent down, and for the most part, I mean, he's had maybe one little sketchy start since he's been called back up, but for the most part, he's been consistent, and he's given the Royals a chance to win every time he's been out there. So I like the Royals here, first 5 full game at a plus price. Again, 2 teams not going anywhere. Definitely, Twins have not rolled over. They've played tough, hard baseball. They with good effort. They haven't been an awful team, even with the fact that they're not making the playoffs, but I think Kansas City is the right way to go here, just because I think Lynch is the more trustworthy arm on the mound. What do you think here, Conor Mac? Royals and Twins.
Yeah, can Griffin Jacks have a decent start? He got tore up against the Red Sox, Brewers, and Rays, and before that, he was on like 4 or 5 games where he had pitched well. I don't trust him laying 130. I've missed out on the Twins a little bit in the last 2 weeks. I should have been on them a little bit more, but I can't take him here. And I don't really love the Royals. Lynch has been better. And Jacks, it was July 3rd. He gave up 6 runs, 8 hits, and 5 innings to these Royals. So I'd lean them, but I don't love it. It's a pass for me.
All right. What do you like here, Sharpie?
Hey, shout out to the chat. For all those who hit the like, good looking.
Yeah,
if you haven't, smash it. Smash it. I'm trying to get to 100. I'm trying to dab twice in one show, guys. Let's get there. Or because I want to get there. High like a spaceship. My best bet if I wasn't betting a K-prop would be the Royals' first 5, guys. They've been pretty good to me after me wanting to disown them a month ago. Minnesota, 30th average, 29th OPS over a month, 29th average, 28th OPS over 15 days. They don't hit lefties, guys. And I hold Lynch in a 3-2 type category. He will be an ace one day, and he's not a bum lefty. I love him first 5 at this plus price. They have the better hitting numbers. They have the better pitcher, and why are they not favored? That's my question to you guys. I capped it to them being the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, definitely Royals first 5 full game, better starter. You're right. Twins haven't hit lefties lately. Kansas City, they're a team that they've also, for a team that's out of the playoffs, I don't think they've rolled over and played dead. You've seen this team come to the ballpark still trying to win games and finish the season strong. So Royals to me at the plus price, definitely. It seems like we are all in agreement there. Next up, we've got the Angels and the Astros. Shohei Ohtani and then Framber Valdez, your pitching matchup in this AL West battle. Houston minus 190, home favorites, 7.5 the total here in this one. Valdez and the Astros, I'm not ready to lay this kind of price with them here. And look, with Valdez on the mound, they're just 2-4, in his last 6 starts, the Astros. So it's not exactly, and against the Angels, I know the starts were last year, not this year, but he's given up 12 runs in 14 innings in his career against the Angels, Framber Valdez. The Angels as a first 5 full game potential live dog here might be worth a look. I don't always like the idea of betting against Houston off a loss like the one they had against Seattle at the end of that series, 8-5 on Wednesday, and they have a day off with no travel. It's definitely a nice little situation here for Houston, but it's a big price. Valdez has had trouble with the Angels in the past. Ohtani on the mound for the Angels. He's always capable of rising up and pitching well, and he's really done that for the most part since the All-Star break. He's given up 2 runs or less in 6 of his 7 post-All-Star break starts. I think Angels' first 5 full game, not a bad way to go, but more than anything, Ohtani's strikeouts are only 5.5 in this game. Do you see the number of strikeouts he's had, in his last 8, 7, 8, 6, 6, 8. He's had 1 start since the All-Star break that has fallen below 5.5 strikeouts. So, but staring out there at you, 5.5. Now, I get it. It's the Astros. They're not bad against lefties usually. But the last time Ohtani faced the Astros, he got 10 strikeouts against them. So it showed you that even Ohtani can strike out this team. I think 5.5 is a pretty fair number. Maybe to look Ohtani over 5.5 strikeouts in this game. Again, he's gone 6 or more strikeouts in all but 1 start following the All-Star break. So I think that's worth a look. Again, I'm not a big strikeout prop guy, but the 2 that stuck out to me, I mentioned Robbie Ray earlier. This was the other one with Shohei tonight, over 5.5 strikeouts. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Angels, Astros.
Yeah, there's just no way I can take Valdez minus 190. This guy can look really, really good, but he can look really bad as well. Tons of walks and can get ripped. And almost minus 200 here. It'd only be the Angels. I don't want the bullpen. Ohtani's been good, even on the road. He's had 2 bad road starts. The Yankee one and that Baltimore game was kind of bad. 5 innings, 2 starts ago. But other than that, he's been decent on the road all year. I'd have to take him here. I'd lean first 5, under 4 a little bit, minus 110. And I'd take the shot with the Angels at plus 155, first 5.
All right, Sharpie, anything you like? Angels, Astros.
Yeah, I actually love it, and I'm not getting taxed. Usually there's an Ohtani tax. And Angels first 5 plus 150, sign me up. I'm on it. They have the same exact bats. If not, Angels have better bats. So over the last 15 days, Valdez hasn't been that as great. To me, this is way overpriced. This is Astros first 5. Angels first 5. I do not want them full game. There is a drastic difference in bullpens here. Houston has the better bullpen by far, guys. So I don't want them full game. So Angels first 5, sign me up. K-prop, I can't hate it. It is low because the Astros do not swing and miss. They don't swing out this freaking strike zone. When they do swing, it's normally in the box. Like they rarely chase. So, and Ohtani needs you to chase with his pitches.
Yeah, and that's all. They are usually patient too, the Astros, but he somehow got them for 10.
Hey, it happens. That's why I said I can't hate it. It's a low number, but it's a low number because they normally don't chase. They're patient, like you said.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And they have seen him now a few times. Maybe they make that adjustment. We'll have to see. But definitely, I think they're worth a look too, the Angels, at that, especially at the first 5. Keep their bullpen out of the equation is usually not a bad way to go. Cincinnati and St. Louis. Tyler Mahle and John Lester. We've got the Reds minus 125. Road favorites here, 8.5 the total. Well, John Lester is I've gotten off the fade John Lester train the last few starts, and it's a good thing I did because he has pitched a lot better. We'll give him that. We'll give John Lester his due. His last few starts have been really strong, with 3 runs allowed over his last 16.1 innings against the Tigers, the Reds. He shut down this Cincinnati team just recently, and then 1 run allowed to the Brewers after that. So really, really impressive for John Lester. His last 3 starts, pitching well, 4-1 the Cardinals in his last 5 starts. And Tyler Mahle on the other side has been more hit or miss, a little bit spotty lately, which you don't like to see. This will be his 4th time facing the Cardinals. Now, he is 3-0, and the Reds are 3-0 in Tyler Mahley's 3 previous starts against St. Louis this year. And overall, his numbers are still not bad against them. 7 runs in 17 innings in the 3 starts this year against the Cardinals coming into this game. And I like that road ERA for Mahley. I've talked about this, how he struggled at Great American Ballpark, but he's been a much more bet-on type pitcher on the road. 1.9 ERA away from home. 10-5 the Reds in his 15 road starts. So this is a tough one. Over, under, Reds, Cardinals, it's a tough one. I can go all around. You can make a case for either total. I think you can make a case for either side. So I'm not involved in this game at all. And both teams need the win. Cardinals are trying to chase down the Reds and the Padres for the wild card, and the Reds trying to maintain their spot right there. So, again, this feels like one of those back and forth, close games, up in the air, up for grabs late. I'm just going to stay off it. What do you think here, Connor?
Yeah, this one should be tight. Lester's pitched a lot better. I lean Cardinals getting plus 110 here. I just don't love it. And Mahley, I know he's been better on the road. I don't know. I just think of May Day when I think of him. May Day, he's going down. I don't know. I don't want him laying minus 120 here. And like you said, I think this is kind of a playoff type game. These guys are fighting for the wild card. I lean under, but it could go over. Both these guys could get touched. And it shows by a lot of these guys, some of these stats in the game. So nothing on this one. I lean the Cardinals, though. Full game plus 110.
All right, yeah, maybe a live over in-game might be worth a look in this one. Sharpie, what do you think here, Cincy St. Louis?
Hey, shout out to Razor Sharp Picks. He's going for 7 wins in a row. If you haven't seen it, it's on the Pub Sports Radio. Gambler's First Glance. Nice. He's on the Cardinals money line. He's got them nuts on the table, boys. Let me tell you. But with 7 in a row, you kind of got to back them. Yep. So I myself, guys, I bet Aquino and India stolen base props at plus 775 and plus 800. This is John Lester. He doesn't throw the ball to first base. You can get big leads, so I want some guys that are going to get on base and maybe press that luck. And at those prices, I think it's absurd and worth a shot to fade Lester when you can on stolen base props. This game, Cincinnati's just been bums versus lefties, guys. So, if you've got the balls to fade them versus lefties, you're making money, guys. I myself don't have the balls to back Lester, so I'm on some stolen base props, but I needed some action in this game. I do have to say, if you haven't smashed the freaking like button, you should smash it. I'm trying to get lit while the show's still going. And also, I would be afraid to take the St. Louis Cardinals full game. Their bullpen is a miss now, guys. A week ago, they fired their closer. Then they had closer problems. Brought him back in. He gave up a grand slam. 2 days ago, Yadier Molina was crying in the dugout when everyone else was off the field. Crying, bro. The heart and soul of your team was crying. He knows his season's over with, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I fade the Cardinals bullpen anytime I can. If they have a lead going into it, guess what? I'm taking Cincy with some runs. That's how I'm on this game.
Isn't that an old line from a movie? There's no crying in baseball. Yeah, apparently there is. Yeah.
I felt sad for him, dude. You don't see guys like that. He had his back turned to everybody, and he turned, and it was just tears were streaming down like mad tears.
Wow. Yeah, it's that is.
You get to the clubhouse
because he's usually pretty intense, when he's been throughout his career. He's been pretty, he's got that steely-eyed focus. He doesn't look like he lets much get to him. And that clearly did get to him with what we saw in that little.
Yeah, they had Wainwright go out in the 9th real quick. The other, which was a mistake, and the Dodgers. I had the under in that game, so I got shit all over on that. I knew him going out. That was screwed. Yeah, they have problems in the pen.
They do, and they're 3 games back now of the Padres, and time's a tick, clock's a ticking. There's only 11 games left for this team right now. Just about, actually, there's more than that, 13 games left, but still, they don't have a lot of time to try to make up 3 games. And so that's why this series is just huge for the Cardinals if they want to stay alive at all in this one. All right, we'll move on now to the next. It's a 7th inning stretch time. We've reached the West Coast games on this Friday slate. Shout out everybody in the chat, 120 live viewers. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos, whatever you can do to help us out. LJ from H-Town, Anthony Witherspoon, Josh Kosh, Michael Robertson, Rem Most, Maxwell Smart, there he is. Hey, Maxwell
guy.
Smart, college basketball, man, 2 months away. I mean, it's Christmas time for Maxwell.
he knows
Smart
the
in 2
days.
months.
He tells
Yeah.
me.
He counts them down for us.
Oh yeah,
counts them down.
No,
for
it's
us.
going to be here before you know it. I'm just saying, I've got to start my prep just a little bit. You know,
He has legitimately capped 100 teams, all 30 games, like spread wise. Like he is psychotic about his college basketball.
I like that. That's how you win it in a certain sport. You just know more about it than the odds makers. And when it comes to college basketball, Maxwell Smart in that sport. He will probably know more about it than the odds makers do come the day of the season in November. I'm pretty confident in that. CT Bays. Who else have we got? Jefferson C. Zach Wilson for MVP. Jedi for life. Can't get right. Jefferson C. Harold Williams. Mally Mal. Welcome in. BG. Razor Sharp, of course, going to keep that streak alive tonight with those Bettor's First Look video picks. So make sure you check those out on the channel. Kevin DeFreitas, welcome in. Let me just see who else. Harold Williams. I think we got mostly everybody there. Turnsey, Crystal Warren. There we go. MMA Locker Room. Birdie, welcome in as well to the chat. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Absolutely. Thanks for the support and tuning into the MLB Closing Time Show. Again, Connor and I, along with Big Ragu and DJ Big Boss, will be tied up with the college football show in the morning, but I believe Sharpie will have you covered for MLB again tomorrow with the video, run you through the card and the plays that he likes for Saturday. So make sure you tune that
Saturday
in. Saturday
and Sunday, because there's no Sunday show. So I'll be doing downloads for both days. Be up at night. Shout out to Willie Beeman. He'll be up 2-3 o'clock his time helping me out. So Pub Sports, we be pubbing. We don't sleep. We be pubbing.
Absolutely. There we go. So that's right. If you want your baseball betting fix Saturday and Sunday, you know, there's going to be no live show for it. There's going to be videos for both days and the card on both days. Sharpie will run it down on this weekend. As again, we're going to have the college football kickoff morning show tomorrow. And then, of course, the NFL Pub Hub Sunday morning, taking over the channel before kickoff of both college and NFL football these next 2 days. Looking forward to that. All right, let's move on now. We've got 3 games left. Texas and Oakland. We've got Glenn Otto on the mound for the Texas Rangers, and we've got Paul Blackburn shitting in the dead of night. Take that broken arm and learn to pitch. You were only waiting for a demotion to arise. There we go, little Beatles. Texas or Oakland minus 180, home favorites, 8.5 the total here. Blackburn finally did shit the other start that he had against the Blue Jays. Finally got roughed up. I said this can't continue for Paul Blackburn. This guy's been just an average, mediocre pitcher his whole major league career, and finally he got roughed up by his last start against the Blue Jays. And I'm not laying minus 180 with him, and I'm not laying minus 180 with this struggling Oakland team. Now, I know they turned it around a little bit at the end of the series against the White Sox. They won the last 2, 5-1 and 3-1, but they had Frankie Montas against Keuchel, who's no good, and they had Manea, who's decent at least, against Lopez, who I'm not a big fan of. So they got some weak pitchers for Chicago at the end of that series to get those wins. I'm not laying minus 180 with Oakland here. In fact, I'm leaning Texas here. First 5 in full game. I mean, Glenn Otto's been okay, certainly for the Rangers. 1.86 ERA in his 2 starts. He's given up 2 runs in 9.2 innings against Houston and the Angels. Look, you shut out Houston in 5 innings. Glenn Otto in that first start. You're doing something right, shutting out the Astros in 5 innings. He only gave up 2 runs to the Angels in that last start. And don't look now, Texas, they've won 4 in a row. Now, you could quibble about who they've played and who they've beaten. They beat Arizona twice. They beat the Angels twice. It's not like they're great teams, but they come into this game with a little momentum, 4 straight wins for the Rangers. Maybe a live road underdog here. If I'm betting it, it's Texas. First 5 in full game if I'm betting it. What do you think here, Conor Mac, Texas, Oakland?
Yeah, Rangers finally winning some games. I can't back the A's. They won their last couple of games, just not at this price with Blackburn. It'd have to be lower. You got to take them run line here, and I've had trouble. You could take the A's team total. I want nothing to do with that. I'd only be on the Rangers too. Otto's pitched good. And maybe they're feeling a little. They won a little bit. They're swinging the bats a little bit, scoring a little bit of runs, 4 or 5 runs. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's Rangers first 5 plus 145 for me or pass.
All right, Sharpie, anything for you, Rangers and A's?
Oh God, I'm just gonna read you guys off my numbers. I have really no betting advice because I'm blown away by Blackburn. He's just burnt me so much, dude. And Otto has been good. Texas Rangers are first average, fifth OPS the last 15 days, guys, versus righties. Like, what the hell? Bet you couldn't have
Twilight
got
Zone.
that off your head.
Yeah.
Like that right there just is like, why aren't you backing the Texas Rangers? Well, then the Oakland seventh average, eighth OPS. So they're both hitting. Like this to me says like over, but I'm off it. I have no really clue on Blackburn. So to me, I just wanted to let you know they're both freaking top 5 pretty much over the last 15 days.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see that's the case with this Texas team. Because we know they haven't been able to hit very much for most of the year, but better form, especially against right-handed pitching lately. Next up, we've got Seattle hosting Arizona. It was good. Madison Bumgarner is the pitcher for Arizona. It was going to be Marco Gonzalez for the Mariners, but now they've changed things. Seattle minus 155 home favorites here. 8 the total in this game. So we're going to have to wait and see who the pitcher is here for the Mariners. Maybe it was going to be Gonzalez for sure. And by the way, he has a 5 ERA against Arizona in his career, which isn't great, but he has pitched better in his last, I would say the last several starts. Things have been better for him. You got Mad Bum on the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He comes into this start in terms of his recent form. You look at it, last 3 starts haven't been good. 7.41 ERA in those outings. He's given up 4 runs in 6 innings to Pittsburgh, 5 runs in 5 innings to Philly, 5 runs in 6 innings to Seattle in his last start, 0-3 in those games. I think Seattle definitely had a pitching edge if Gonzalez was going to pitch, but now we don't know if Gonzalez is going to pitch anymore. So not a game right now I'm going to be interested in, at least until I know who's on the mound for the Mariners. Connor, what do you think here, Arizona, Seattle?
Yeah, I have nothing until we get a starter. Mariners, though, man, they keep this team. I was looking on the TV the other day. What are they, minus 53 runs differential in the league? That's a way bottom, and that have the record.
Playoffs.
Yeah, and could make the playoffs. It's crazy, that run. It's just nuts. But they're scrappy, and they strike out a ton. They hit key home runs. They win a ton of extra inning games, 1-run games. Man, can they pull it off? I don't know. But I just wanted to tell you that. But I have nothing until we see a starter here.
I'm leaning over the total a little bit in this game. Again, we'll wait to see who the pitcher is, but Arizona is 5-1 to the over their last 6, and Seattle games have gone over the total in 6 straight games. So you've got 2 teams trending over the total. And when you see these total streaks for these teams, you know what I always say, ride the streak or don't bet it. I might ride the streak here tonight, so I'll lean over 8 runs as well here, Arizona, Seattle. Sharpie, what do you think?
Is this not the biggest trap you've ever seen? But once again, shout out to the chat. 131 live, 73 likes. Whoa, I didn't think we were going to even get near the 100. If you guys get near the 100, you know what time it is. It's that Michael Jackson face melt. Oh, this one right here. There was 10 runs between these 2 pitchers in 11 innings of baseball. Like, why is it an 8? That's the trap that I like. What the hell is it an 8 for? They see something that we're not seeing or talking about. Like what is it? And I start to look into it. Like, Bumgarner's that dude. When he gets shelled, he tends to take it personally and comes back and doesn't get shelled again. Like, he's so weird to get a hold of. But I'm thinking he's the one who's going to do well. And if I was to bet it, it's Arizona first 5. Seattle has the better bullpen. I'm not on it, but Bumgarner, it's a reason why it's an 8, guys.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Padres and Dodgers final game on this Friday card. Joe Musgrove, Julio Urias for the Dodgers. Dodgers minus 150, home favorites, 7.5, 8 the total. Tricky scheduling spot here for the Dodgers. They return off the road trip through the Midwest there against St. Louis, 4 games there. But the good news is that they wrapped that game up in the afternoon, and this is a night game, so it's not as bad. Julio Urias has been just outstanding for the LA Dodgers for the most part. I mean, you look at his numbers right now. He has a 1.42 ERA since the beginning of August. The Dodgers have won I believe, each of his last 6 starts. Yes, they have. They're 6-0 in his last 6 starts. He has an incredible ERA since the beginning of August, 1.86 ERA in his last 11 starts overall. He's been just great, for the Dodgers. Been right there with Buehler and any other pitcher, and Scherzer as, best pitcher they've got right now, no question. Unfortunately, the Dodgers lineup, which, sometimes comes and goes. They've gone in a little bit of a funk here the last couple of games in that series against St. Louis. See if they can get back on track here against Joe Musgrove, who's also in pretty good form, but more so the last 3 starts. He had one really, really poor game and poor start against Arizona, 6 runs in 5 innings. Outside of that, he's given up 2 runs or less in 5 of his last 6 starts to Oakland, Miami, Philadelphia, Angels, Houston. He pitched pretty well against them, a 10-2 victory for the Padres in his last start. This certainly stands out like a sore thumb as a good first 5 under. The total is 4 in the first half in this game. You can get actually the under at even money or a plus price, under 4 first 5 innings here with the Padres and the Dodgers. I definitely think that's probably the way to go. I mean, you've got Musgrove feeling it, good form for him. Urias, outstanding, really for well over a month now, not giving up a whole lot. So probably a lower scoring start here in this game with the Padres and the Dodgers going under the first 5. That's the way I would go. Conor Mac, what do you think here, Padres, Dodgers?
Yeah, I'd look under in this one. The last few starts against the Padres have been good. I keep looking back to that June 21st, but that was a different Padres team, especially swinging the bats, where they got 6 runs off him, and that was in San Diego. I'm with the first 5 under 4. I almost like the full game at 8 a little better. I don't know if I'm going to split it, but I'll be on the under here. Dodgers come back home. The place will be rocking. It should be playoff type atmosphere. Got to go under.
All right, going under here. Sharpie, Padres, Dodgers, what do you like?
Man, I love this game more than the most, just as much as Connor and any other Dodger fan out there. Shout out to Maxwell Smart, my guy. We already praised you for basketball. He brought me a stat today and told me to fade it and I laughed and I was like, bro, I'm betting the hell. Dodgers minus 150 full game. Are you kidding me? This is a ticket. This is a lunch meal. 21-6 when Urias starts. 3rd best in Dodgers history. This is a freaking franchise storied history, guys. And this guy's 3rd best in win percentage when he starts. And we're going against the San Diego Padres, 30th average, 27th OPS the last 30, 30th and 30th the last 15 versus lefties. Are we kidding me? Dodgers full game, under 8. I love, like Connor was saying, full game, first 5. Sometimes with two aces on the mound, 1 or 2 can get shelled in the first inning, and then they settle down for the rest of the game. And at 4, I could see maybe a push. I don't want to push. So,
yeah.
It does seem cheap on the Dodgers. Now I get it. Dodgers kind of struggling. They're losing. They're losing ground. They're probably almost to the point where they're almost losing out on the first place. It's going to be tough now. They're 2.5 games back. San Francisco doesn't seem to be slowing down. Last I checked, they're up on the Cubs right now. Yes, they are 5-1 in the 8th inning. So it's getting tougher and tougher for the Dodgers, to catch them for first in the NL West. So the question becomes, where's that focus? Where's that intensity to finish out this season here for the Dodgers? Other than that, that's the only thing I could possibly think of as to the obstacle to not wanting to back the Dodgers tonight, because Urias has been lights out. They've been winning with him on the mound consistently. It's not like we can trust the Padres to hit even mediocre pitching every single day these days, let alone a quality arm like Urias. So it does kind of feel like, hey, there's actually some value here with the Dodgers minus 150 tonight in this game. Great stuff with Sharpie and Conor Mac. Before we get to best bets and Jack of the Day for the baseball card, we're going to give you a couple thoughts quickly on the 2 college football games tonight. We do have 2 college games: Kansas, Coastal Carolina, UTEP, Boise State. We'll do both of them at the same time, hit them all out at once. Coastal, 26.5 point home favorites, 53 the total. Boise State, 25.5 point home favorites on the Smurf turf against UTEP, 57 the total in this game. I do have some small bets on these 2 games. First half Coastal and full game Coastal against Kansas. Don't love them because you're talking about Coastal laying 26 now in this game when they were an underdog, believe it or not, last year against Kansas. But if anybody watched Kansas's phony win, and I call it a phony win against South Dakota last week, 17-14. That was not impressive. The offense didn't do much. They feasted on a couple of turnovers here. Jason Bean, the quarterback, was okay, but not great. The defense actually didn't play that bad, but when Kansas is getting outgained at home by South Dakota by 15 yards and 0.4 yards per play, that's not exactly good news for going to Coastal Carolina. And sometimes you would think Coastal Carolina, we already beat this team handily last year. Maybe we're not, look past them here. I don't think so. Whenever Coastal gets the chance to have a nationally televised home game, to me, I think that is definitely a situation that they're going to be up for. They don't get many of these to be on ESPN2 or ESPN like they're going to be tonight. So I think, and if they play the way they did last week, Grayson McCall, their defense doesn't get enough credit. It is a very, very good defense. We know the offense, Jamie Chadwell has done a great job with that group offensively. I just think this is going to be a very, very rough night potentially again for Kansas. So first half and full game split there with Coastal Carolina. Small bets there on that. Yeah, go ahead, Sharpie.
Yeah, I got a little bit on that game too. Shout out to the Discord, guys. We be breaking down everything back there, and we get into it gnarly. Tone put us all on this. Coastal Carolina team total over 9.5 first quarter, guys. This is the easy in and out type bet, guys. They're on ESPN, like he was saying. This is a team that's not gonna. They're trying to win every damn game. They should be. They're like my boy Pick'em Paul said. They're trying to audition right now for a bigger venue of freaking schooling to go be playing at, guys. They want to get into a Power 5. So nothing better to do than beat schools like Kansas, who are in a Power 5 conference.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think this is, to me, for a rare nationally televised game on Conway, South Carolina here for this Coastal Carolina group. They're going to be into it. Remember how well they played against BYU, that big showdown televised game. Any televised game that they played at home, last year they played very well, and it wouldn't surprise me to see more of the same here. Just a huge advantage at quarterback, too. McCall has been great for them. UTEP and Boise State. Boise State there. Be careful laying this many points. They are 23-36 against the spread at home the last 10 years, Boise. They are not that kind of team anymore where you can just bet them at home and expect to cash a ticket.
And they're often overvalued. Coach, right?
Yeah, they do. Yes, they got a new coach this year, Andy Avalos, the former coordinator of Oregon. Yeah, defensively.
So those points are all valued towards the previous coach. So they're overvalued.
I think so. I think I'm going mining for units in that game with UTEP. Just a small bet on them plus the points because I like their offense and I like offenses that can move the football a little bit. Devin Hardison's been good. The running back, Mawat for UTEP's been extremely good running the football as well. And like I said, we're talking about a Boise team that the last 10 years, they're 23-36 against the spread at home. They have not been covering numbers at Boise State on their home field. They have not been doing it the last 10 years. Chris Peterson, when he was there way back when, Kellen Moore was his quarterback, and Zabransky before that, if you go way back when they beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, that's the last time Boise State was a big-time moneymaker at home, laying big points. They're not that way anymore. And I think it's a program in somewhat of a decline. I was not impressed with the way they played at UCF last week. In fact, they were lucky to have that big lead. UCF shot themselves in the foot. Pick 6 early in the game, put UCF behind, and it was all UCF in the second half last week. I was not overly impressed by Boise State. Now, we don't know how much better UTEP is yet. I think Dana Dimmel has this program moving forward, but again, they've only played New Mexico State and an FCS team so far this year. So I get it. There's some fear. Is UTEP now capable of competing, even to stay within 3 touchdowns of Boise? I think they might be, though. So, again, not strong opinions on the game, but I lean to the dog. I lean to the over as well, because I think UTEP can score a little bit, and I think Boise with Bachmeier and back home against, and UTEP's defense is still a little bit spotty. Let's be honest. I mean, they haven't faced any sort of offense so far that's like Boise's. So I think we could see some points in this game as well. We got Conor Mac back in the house. Connor, we've talked about the 2 games. What do you think of them?
I'm sure you just nailed everything I was going to say on that UTEP Boise State game. So there's nothing for me to say. I like Coastal. I like them early. late. And in this one, I lean UTEP a little bit with the points. Boise could run all over them and win by more than 4, but I don't know. I think UTEP could hang in. We're going to see what UTEP's if they can hang around a little bit here on the Smurf turf. And Bachmeyer, as you said, which I thought we always pronounced his name right. I got to give this shout out to our guy G Martinez. So yeah, Hank Bachmeyer. I want to see more of him. See if he could throw it around. He's got a good arm, but I lean UTEP to the points and then the over a little bit.
Yeah, it's why was someone screwing his name up or something?
I guess I was. I don't know.
Oh, you were. Oh,
no, yeah. It's a video. I gotta get a shout. He's our guy, G Martinez. He always checks in. He always leaves a comment for us, me to make sure if I pronounce something wrong. But I'm just letting him know.
Hey, I don't get them all right either. I screw up one or two every now and then. It's okay. It does happen. I try to get them all right, but there's going to be one or two that slip through the cracks and you mispronounce them. It's going to happen.
I appreciate when people are like nice about it and explain it. I don't want to be saying someone's name wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I'm obsessed with
I didn't
that.
think I did.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm letting him know.
It bothers me.
To get it right.
Right.
Yep. It bothers me when I butcher a name. It's just I don't like it when I do it. So I try to avoid that happening for sure. All right, good stuff. So we will get to best bets and we will get to Jack of the Day for the baseball card in just a second. But first, messages from both Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, all at Southtown 101 in San Antonio. Manscaped, promo code Pub Sports, Lawnmower 4.0, and any Manscaped product. You can get it right now with the promo code Pub Sports and get 20% off your purchase as well. MyBookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports, NFL, college football, CFL. It's all here right now. Football season in full force, and absolutely a great time of year to sign up for an account at mybookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports, a Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. So check it out, sign up for an account, mybookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports. All right, best bets in just a second, but first, let's see who goes yard tonight. Jack of the Day.
Well, see you later.
All right, Jack of the Day time. Obviously, bigger card tonight, so we got a few more opportunities at our disposal tonight. Vlad Jr. does have a home run against Chris Ellis of the Orioles, and he's been hitting some home runs lately, including in that Yankee series. So definitely Vlad Jr. for Jack of the Day. We've got a couple in the other games here. Just a second here. Yeah, there's a few that of Boston players that have really hit Rodon a little bit, including JD Martinez, 2 home runs. Again, see if these guys are in the lineup. We don't have a lineup yet for Boston, but we're hoping to see Kike Hernandez in there. We're hoping, and a couple of others. Schwarber has hit a couple of home runs against Rodon as well. So there's a couple to look at there in the Chicago-Boston game. Kyle Schwarber has a home run against Rodon. Kike Hernandez has 3 against him. JD Martinez has 2 home runs against him. So all of those are Jack of the Day candidates for me for Boston against Carlos Rodon tonight. And look, you can also look at Yadier Molina, 2 home runs in his past against Maley. That might be something to look at. Castellanos has absolutely owned John Lester, 7 for 16 and 3 home runs. So Castellanos for the Reds, not a bad candidate either. That's about it. We'll stop there. Conor Mac, what do you got for Jack of the Day?
I didn't have a ton of them. Oh, real quick with Osby, I like the spread a little bit better than the over. I think Kansas is bad, but Coastal, I got to see it. They struggled at times. in the first half. They should blow them out, but I'm a little leery on both, but I'd be more on the spread. Jack of the day, I got to go Molina, the biggest price, plus 700. And some people you mentioned Suarez. That's about it. Goldschmidt was plus 400. There wasn't a lot I liked today. That's it.
All right, Sharpie, if you got any home run props, let us know. And if not, it is best bet. What do you got?
Yes, actually, I do got home run props that I bet myself. And shout out to the Discord once again. Hector put us on this one. Nelson Cruz plus 350, guys. He's been smashing, and we got a lefty, guys. Let's not overthink it. And I backed it with the 1.5 bases at plus 112 in case if he hits a double. That way it pays me my money back. Then, best bet of the day, guys. Told you was in the Mets-Yankees game. We're going to my boy Miguel, okay? He's got to show his little brother over there on the Cubs who's big brother. And he's going to show the Yankees who's big brother today. Will he give up home runs? Probably. That's not my problem here. I want my strikeouts. And with the Yankees, they're walking second worst versus lefties the last 15 days at 5.6%, and they're striking out second highest at 26%. Yeah. Versus righties, not versus lefty. So, yeah, that's why I'm on Miguel.
There we go. All right. Good stuff with Sharpie there with his best bet. Conor Mac, what do you got for best bet?
Yeah, I almost went the Dodgers, Padres, but I'm going with Hauser and the Brewers. I'm taking them first 5. You could go full game, but I think they get to Morgan. I've seen the lineup. So Brewers, first 5, half a run. Get it right around even money here.
All right, there you go. Brewers minus a half a run, first 5 innings, even money against Cleveland. Best bet for Conor Mac. My best bet is going to be, let me just see here. I'm going to go Tampa Bay, Detroit over 9, minus 110. Let's do that one. Rays, Tigers over 9.
I like it.
I think they hit Alexander, smashed that lefty. And they've been smashing lefties lately. We talked about it in the Boston series. They really had success against Erod and Sale. And I think they're better lefties than Tyler Alexander. On the flip side, look, I know Waka's been a little bit better the last couple of games, which I'm not saying much, but I still think he's capable of giving up a few. Even with the Tigers kind of not exactly hitting at the plate at the moment, maybe Waka is going to help them out in that regard. So over 9, Rays, Tigers, my best bet for this Friday MLB card. That'll wrap up this edition of the MLB Closing Time Show. Again, tomorrow, here's what's up. College football Saturday morning kickoff show from a betting standpoint. Pub Sports Radio. Connor, myself, Ragu, and DJ Big Boss. 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. 2 hours getting you ready for a kickoff of all the games tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that. Sharpie will have his baseball video going through the entire Saturday board in Major League Baseball tomorrow on the channel as well. So make sure you join us for that. We've got a bunch of shows. There's a soccer show coming up, I believe, on the channel tonight. It looks like 8 p.m. So if you're interested in soccer, watch that. There's some DFS shows and videos on the channel throughout to get you ready.
Coming tonight, yes. Billy and Brady.
100%. Yep, we got to let everybody know what's up, what's going on the
Sunday,
channel.
We got the NFL show.
NFL Club Hub, Sunday morning. Yep, Jimmy the Bag hosting that, and a cast of characters, a supporting cast. So joining them. So looking forward to that Sunday morning. Right before the NFL games kick off.
Get your dose of Sharpie.
Exactly. So it is all on the way here. What's coming up this weekend? College football, NFL, and everything else in between right here on Pub Sports Radio. For Conor Mac, for Sharpie, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Friday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we'll see you again tomorrow right here on Pub Sports Radio.
We be pubbing.
Pub.